What's going on everyone, Richley here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at what could have happened to this Bayern Munich team in Season 6. Now, if you missed the last episode, basically the series is finished now in terms of gameplay, but I just wanted to sim forward a couple of seasons, see what would have happened to the young lads in the squad, see how they would have developed, and also make a few changes to the team. Bring in some new players, bring through some fresh youth lads, and see how good this Bayern Munich team can become in the future. So today I'm going to be taking a look at Season 6 and I will be taking advantage of the training sessions. I'll be stopping the simulation once per week doing those training sessions, but in terms of gameplay there's nothing more to come. I'm just seeing how good this Bayern Munich team could become in the future. Right then, so the first action in Season 6 is to bring in Ribery's regen. He's 72 rated at 19, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, and he looks like a decent player for the future. And I'm also bringing in Griezmann as well. He's 74 rated at 20, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, and he's got some very good stats on him. And the squad is now full, so I'm going to free up a bit of space and move on a couple of players that haven't really developed well enough. And the players that will be leaving the club are Hobbs, Zundel and Bastions. And Javi Martinez was out of contract at the end of the season, refusing to sign a new one, so I decided to move him on and bring in Varane. And we've reached transfer deadline day now, so there'll be some interesting deals going down. Saido Berahino moved from West Brom to West Ham, finally managed to leave West Brom, and he's moved to East London. Laporte has moved on as well, he's gone to Monaco, and also Montoya's moved as well. Harry Kane has gone from Spurs to Everton. Lacazette left Everton at the end of the 5th season. He went to Bayer Leverkusen and they've replaced him with Harry Kane. Not a bad signing at all. Kevin De Bruyne has gone to Barcelona. Emo Ezekiel has moved from Bournemouth to Celta Vigo, I believe that is. And finally, John Stones has moved from Everton to Borussia Dortmund. And as we entered the January transfer window, it was time to move a couple of players out on loan that weren't getting first team football. The Dani Alves regen was off to Manchester United, Luis Casillas moved to Wolfsburg on loan, and we decided to sell Hector Bellerin to Real Madrid. Wasn't really in the first team plans anymore at Bayern, so he's on his way back to Spain. And coming into the club is the Philipp Lahm regen, Kevin Rapp. He's only 65 rated at 18, so not the best player in the world, but he does have 5-star skill moves, and he could be an okay player for the future. And another player coming into the club is Matteo Bianchetti. We've signed him from Inter Milan. He's 72 rated at 19, can play left back, right mid or centre mid, 5-star weak foot, 1-star skills, and he looks like a very good player for the future. And the final move of the January transfer window was to move Antoine Griezmann back to Atletico Madrid. It just didn't really work out for him in Germany. He didn't play well under my control, and in Season 6 he had no goals or assists in 11 appearances, so he was rubbish for me, he was rubbish under the computer's control as well. He's just not suited for the Bundesliga for whatever reason in this game, but he's a fantastic player anyway. We're moving him back to Spain and he gets to return to Atletico Madrid. Right then, time to see how the team did without me. And straight away there, you can see that we've done quite well, as Thomas Müller and Cristiano Ronaldo are the top goal scorers in the Bundesliga. That's where the good news stops though, as somehow we came third. Borussia Dortmund were the champions, Bayer Leverkusen came second, Wolfsburg were fourth, and how did Bayern only get 66 points? That is terrible. And we won the pre-season tournament as you'd expect. We also won the European Super Cup. And we won the Champions League as well. So it was literally only the Bundesliga that we weren't able to win. And the two teams that finished above us, Dortmund and Bayer Leverkusen, both got knocked out at the quarter-final stage. So then, as I showed you before, Thomas Müller and Cristiano Ronaldo were the top goal scorers in the Bundesliga, Noronha provided the most assists, and Neuer only kept 10 clean sheets. That is absolutely pathetic. Ronaldo and Neymar were the joint top goal scorers in the DFB Pokal along with Miachi. Messi and Bale, along with Hazard, Forsberg and Goretzka, got more assists than anyone, and Karius kept the most clean sheets. And in the Champions League, Ronaldo scored more goals than anyone. Isaac's success was the second most successful player. Toni Kroos got the most assists, and Rafael was the best goalkeeper. Time to take a look through the squad report now then, and first up we got Manuel Neuer. He usually keeps a lot more clean sheets than that, only got a 6.9 average, and for Manuel Neuer, the best goalkeeper in the world, that is very disappointing. He is 35 years old though, and he is now on the decline. Krychowiak is up to an 82, didn't play at all this season, but he's got the potential to be special, and looks like a very good keeper for the future. Dos Santos is up to an 82 as well, made 11 appearances this season, and is improving nicely across the board. Empun is up to an 84, didn't play at all, but he is improving nicely. Abu Morris didn't play either, he's up to a 72. Remy Prosser remained an 89. Inglese is up to a 76, didn't play much. Emperor has been out on loan at Manchester United, he's up to a 77 now. Rafael Varane is up to an 88. Only made 13 appearances, which I'm quite surprised to see. I expected him to play a bit more than that, to be honest. Anyway though, Jerome Boateng remains a 91. He made 37 appearances. He hasn't improved at all, but he's also not on the decline, so for a 32-year-old, that's pretty good to see. Hummels is on the decline though. He's down to an 89 rating now, only made 24 appearances, and he only got a 6.7 average, so not a very good season at all for him. He's on the decline, and it wasn't great on the pitch either. Ryan Fitzgerald is up to an 81 though, and he has had a very solid season, improving in his mental and technical areas, and he looks like a fantastic centre-back for the future. Jermaine Brown is up to an 85, and he looks absolutely phenomenal, to be honest. Only got a 6.7, so not as good as Ryan Fitzgerald, but he is an absolutely fantastic centre-back as well, and Fitzgerald and Brown should be an awesome partnership for the future. Dubrovsky made 8 appearances this season, he's up to a 72 rating, and he's improving nicely. Rudiger is up to an 81, only made 1 appearance, so hasn't really been in the first team plans, and I'll maybe look to move him on in the 7th season, because if he's not going to play, there's not really much point keeping him. Alaba is up to an 88, he made 46 appearances and got a 6.8 average, and he's improving nicely. Ashley Cole's regen is up to a 79, and I believe that that's the first time his physicals have gone up at all since we signed him, so that's very nice to see. He's developing across the board, and he looks like a fantastic left back for the future. Bianchetti is up to a 74, didn't play at all, but he is improving nicely. Sam Powell is up to a 65, he's improving across the board, and so is Amin Sharf. Neither of those players played at all this season, but they're both developing well and look to be good players for the future. Deschilio is up to an 81 now, only made 1 appearance this season. Kevin Rapp is up to a 67, the Philipp Lahm regen. Not doing too bad, his stats aren't great and he's only a 67, but he is Lahm's regen, so I wanted to bring him back to the club and he could be a good player for the future. Joe Loft is up to a 70 now, improving in all areas, he's got the potential to be special and looks like a very good player. Douglas Costa didn't play a lot, but he's up to an 87 and he's doing very well for himself. Gareth Bale didn't improve at all this season, but he remains a 94 rating, and that's not too bad at all. Luigi Platao, Robin's regen, only made 11 appearances, but he's up to a 76, and he's developing fantastically well. Startsev is up to a 65, potential to be special, came up for the academy, and he looks like a very good player. Schweinsteiger is down to an 84 now, he's on the decline, and his physical and mental game are both dropping off massively. Toni Kroos though is up to a 92 and he had a very solid season. Naronha's up to an 83, he had a good season as well, has the potential to be special, he's already 83 rated at 22 and he's an absolutely phenomenal player. Same thing with Sharf as well, 77 rated at 21, very good player for the future. Good stats on him, only made 10 appearances, but I definitely like the look of him and he could be a very good player. As for Israelson, he's another player that could be an absolutely phenomenal one for the future. Only made 12 appearances this season and only got a 6.3 average, but still a very good player, improving across the board, and I'm looking forward to seeing just how good he can become. Rui Faria is up to a 72, only made 1 appearance this season in the pre-season tournament, but he is improving nicely, and that's very good to see. Kimmich is up to an 80 rating now, wasn't really in the first team plans at all, but he's still improving and developing nicely. Thiago is up to an 88. He spent some time out injured this season, so that's why his physical game has dropped off a bit, but he's still improving at 30, and that's very good to see. Figueira is up to a 75, didn't play much, but improving across the board, and looks like a very good player. Ribery's regen is up to a 75 now, pretty decent. His physicals haven't grown at all though, and he didn't play at all this season. Jardim is up to an 81, again didn't play this season but looks like a good player for the future. Kobayashi is up to a 56, and yeah, he didn't play at all because he's pretty terrible to be honest. Thomas Muller is up to a 90 now, and he scored 23 goals in 46 appearances, not too bad at all, and he's still developing nicely at the age of 31. Messi remains a 96, had a pretty poor season to be honest, only got 13 goals and 6 assists, but he got a 7.1 average anyway, so not the worst, but I would have expected more of Messi really. Lewandowski remains a 91, and what on earth happened there? 2 goals in 27 appearances, that is just embarrassing. His stats haven't changed, and I don't know what's happened there, why was he so poor? Ivansky is up to a 79 now, didn't really play in my absence, but he's still improving nicely. Ibra's regen is up to an 83 now, made 34 appearances and only scored 3 goals. Not quite as bad as Lewandowski, but still not great. Afonso Mendes has the potential to be special, he's up to a 62 now and looks like a very good player for the future. Piche is up to a 74, only made 2 appearances but got a 7.1 average and had a very solid season. Coman is up to a 74 now, didn't really play at all but he is still improving. Neymar remains a 92, improved a little bit but not enough to knock his rating up. He made 22 appearances, got 13 goals, 2 assists and got a 7.5 average. Moving on to the main man, Cristiano Ronaldo now then, and he got 31 goals in 53 appearances, 7.3 average, still remains a 94 rating at the age of 36. His mental game dropped off a bit, but his technicals are still improving, and considering his age, that is just absolutely ridiculous. Tomashik is up to an 85 now, potential to be special, still only 20 years old, and he looks like an absolutely phenomenal player for the future. Fabio Perez is up to a 69, exciting prospect, and he's doing pretty well for himself. And then finally we've got Luis Casillas, spent some time out on loan at Wolfsburg. He's improving nicely across the board, and he got 4 goals in 6 appearances. So that's it for the Season 6 review then. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time.